We're holding in the book of Bamidbar. We're holding the portion of Shlach. Third reading in that portion, chapter 14, verse number 8. If God desires us, and He'll bring us this land, and He'll give this land, a land that is flowing of milk and honey. Verse number 9, Ach ba'Hashem al timredu. Do not rebel against God. V'atem al tiro. Don't be afraid. Some audits of the people of the land. Ki lachmeinohem. There are bread. Sartzila maleim. Their protection has departed them. Hashem itanu. And God is with us. Al tirom. Don't be afraid. Now she says, as a result, you will not fear. Don't, when you're not going to go against God, you have nothing to be afraid of. Kilachmenuhem, we'll eat them like bread. Sartzilam, what is that meaning? Their shield, their strength, the virtuous amongst them have died. And this is especially righteous individual amongst them was Job, who was protecting them with his merit, and he just died. Another explanation: the shadow of the God has left them. Verse number 10, Vayemer Koleid, and the entire people, the entire nation got together. Lirgamers, they wanted to stone them. Bavanim with stones. The glory of God was revealed, came to the tent of meeting of Bnei Yisrael. Who did they want to stone? Yeshua and Caleb. The cloud descended. How long will this nation provoke me? How long will that refuse to believe in me? And all despite all the signs which I did in their midst. Ad hechen, for how long? Yinatzuni, yiguzuni, provoke me. All the signs on account of all the miracles I performed for them. They ought to have believed that I possessed the ability to carry out my promises. Let me strike them with an epidemic, and I'll annihilate them. I'll make from you a great nation, even greater and stronger than them. Now she says, Loshen Terchun, this connotates deriving out, should you ask, what will I do with the oath I made to the patriarchs? So, not a problem. I'll create a nation from you, for you are descended from them. Verse number 13, Moshe said to God, and the Egyptians were here, that you took out this nation with your strength, your power, now she says, Vishamu, they will hear, you're killing it. Everybody's going to hear, wow, the entire nation died in the land of Egypt. In the desert. Kilisanu. Asher's ki over here is Asher, means the concept, meaning they have seen that you have brought the Jews out of the land in the midst of the great power, and when they hear that you have killed them before bringing to land, they will say it's because they sinned against you. They're not going to say that. They'll say that they will say that against them you could fight. But against the inhabitants of the land, you couldn't fight. So therefore, they will translate. It'll be a Chil Hashem. It's the grace of God's name. Verse number 14, and the people of the land will say, Azais Shamu, Ki at Hashem bekir, at Hashem bekerav amazeh. You, God, are in the midst of this nation. Ashayim bayinida ata Hashem. You showed yourself eye to eye to them. And your louder glories upon them. You go before them, before a cloud, at the day, and in a pillar of fire at night. Now she says, Al, and the inhabitants of the land means that and what will they say about them? That which is stated at the end of the passage. Since God is unable, so to say. Again, it's a Chil Hashem, disgrace of God's name. Since they have heard that you, God, reside in the midst, and that you appear to them in the plain sight, all displaying your favor to them, and that they have not perceived that you love for them has been interpreted until now. And yet, and you're going to kill this nation, like one man. Then the nations of the world will say the following. Now she says, suddenly, because of this nation who you heard of your reputation, will say, since God is unable to bring this nation to the land, which He promised to them, He slaughtered them in the desert. Now she says, why couldn't He bring them into the land? Because the inhabitants of the land are strong and mighty. And the Pharaoh can't compare to the 31 kings of the Canaanites. This is what they will say regarding the inhabitants of this land. Since he did not possess the ability to bring to land, so therefore he came with the second option, and that is that everybody should die in the desert. So therefore, we got to make a Kiddush Hashem. Therefore, please let the strength of God to forgive be increased as your spoken saying. Hashem, to carry out your words. What does it mean to carry out your words? Which he's going to say, the 13 principles of mercy. Hashem erech. God is slow to anger, but Av Chesed is abundance of kindness. Noisei Yavin is forgiving premeditated sin. Pasha, even rebellious sin. Benaka, and he's acquitting of those who repent. Lo Yanaka, but not acquitting those who don't. Peked Avain Avis Albanim. God, remembering premeditated sins of the fathers, adding the demerits to those of the children. Al Shlishim v'Rebeim, but only if they follow the father's misguided footsteps, is the old interpretation of Rashi, and only up to the third and the fourth generation. Rashi says, Hashem erech apayim, God is slow to anger to those that are righteous and the wicked. When Moshe ascended to the heaven to receive the Torah, he found the Eibushter, blessed be He, was engaged in writing this 13 principles of mercy. Shem, Hashem, Kel, we say it every day in davening when we say Tachnun. God is slow to anger. He asked him, does this apply to the righteous? The Holy One, blessed be, said, no, even to the wicked. Moshe Rabbeinu said, let the wicked perish. The Holy One, blessed be, said, by your life, I swear that you will need this attribute. You can ultimately use it. And when the Jewish people sinned, the golden calf and the spies, Moshe Rabbeinu used this prayer, sliding the attribute of slow to anger. The Holy One, blessed be, then said to him, did you not say to me that it should be only manifest to the righteous? But Moshe Rabbeinu said to him, but did you not answer to me that it's also to the wicked? You're right. I said a statement and you said a statement. So we'll follow you. And you should forgive the wicked. Benake, God acquits those who repent. Lo Yanake, He doesn't acquit those who don't repent. Please forgive the iniquities of this nation in accordance to your abundance of kindness. As you were born this to the people of the Jews until now. Vayomer Hashem, and God responded, Salachti kidvarecha. I've forgiven you in accordance to your words. We say this statement many times. It's happened by the golden calf. It happened again now. That God says, I forgive you. Kidvarecha, Bishvil Mashamarta. The Eibushter responds according to the words of man. And because you said, you expressed the Chil Hashem that would happen if I would do this situation of destroy the nation. So therefore, I'm going to follow your direction. However, I swear that as surely as I live, so to say, and as surely as the glory of God fills the earth, But the following I'll do. There has to be a response. Chayani, term denotes an oath. Just as I am alive and in my glory will fill the earth, so will I carry out the following regarding them. All the people who perceive will not see this land. However, this verse is arranged out of order. This should have read, as surely as I live, all the people will not see the land. And thereby my glory will fill the entire earth. Meaning my name will not be desecrated through this epidemic. As then people would say, since God was unable to bring them, so that's going to answer that problem. I will not put them to death suddenly as one man, but extend the punishment for 40 years. So people will slowly forget. In essence, if I do it in one shot, that will bring about everybody's going to die. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spread it out over 40 years. All these people, these 600,000 men, which saw my glory, all these people saw my wonders, which I did in Mitzrayim, in this desert. And they tested me upon him. They went out against me in 10 times, the Eibusha says. They tested me 10 times. Nasu is they tested him to the plain sense. They doubted my ability. Where are the 10 times? Rashi says twice at the sea, twice concerning the man, twice concerning the quail, twice concerning the water, at the incident of the golden calf, and now due to the spies. And this is all brought to Machlekes, exactly which are the 10 times, but this Rashi brings down the Gemara, Masechtas Echad. Verse 23. Will they not see? They will not see the land that I promised their grandfathers, to their fathers. Those who provoke me will not see the land. Rashi says, Im Yiru means they will not see. Will they see? They will not see. Lo Yiru, they will not see this land. Verse 24, Vavdi Kalev, besides my servant Kalev, since there was a different spirit within him, and it was loyal to me, I'm going to bring him to the land, which he came there, and his descendants will inherit this land. Now she says, Ruach Acheres is a different spirit, Acheres, plural, two intentions. One applies to his words and one to his heart. To the spies he said, I am with you in your plan. But in his heart, he was intended to later speak the truth. Because of this, he was able to silence them. Smart man, Kalev. For they thought that he would speak as they said, as they did. This goes to the meaning of what it says in the book of Yeshua. I brought him back reports that was in my heart, but not as been in my mouth when I spoke to the spies. So Kalev he spoke to them one hand and did ultimately something else. But Yamala Achrei, the Rashi says, complete, and he was complete following me, means he followed me with his whole heart. I'm going to give him the city of Hebron, because he went to the city of Hebron to pray at the Moras HaMachpelah. That means that the translates Sachrim, that the descendants will drive them out. They will drive out the giants, the people currently there, the descendants of Kalev, and therefore cannot return to Yisenu. They will inherit it because the Yereshenu, they will actually possess it. They, the offsprings of Kalev, will ultimately take over that part of it. So the city of Hebron. And the Amalekins and the Canaanites dwell in the valley. Machar, tomorrow, Pnu Sulacham Amidbar Derech Yamsev, change your direction. They were supposed to go into Etzol any day. Change your direction, journey into the desert, towards back to the Sea of Reeds. Now she says, Amaleki, why did the Torah tell us who's still living there? We know that already. But it comes to tell you that in Telchu Sham Yargez, if you go there, then you worry about the Amalekites and the Canaanites. They will, anybody who goes towards them, they will kill you. Since I'm not with you. Take a reverse and travel back to the desert. That completes the Chumash for today. We are in the middle of the 7th chapter of Shad HaYichud Ve'emunah, the portal of oneness, unity, and faith. So the Alter Rebbe, still in his journey of the concept of Yechudi Elah and Yechudi Tata, the unity of above and the unity from below, in Chassidus. And you have the unity the way God sees it, so to say, and they have the unity the way humans see it. Because the Eibishter is the ultimate aspect of unity. And the truth is, as the Alter Rebbe explained, the Eibishter gives us the capability to see this unity. That's through Torah Mitzvahs. Because Torah Mitzvahs is one with God, the wisdom and the will of God. So by us connecting to Torah Mitzvahs, we in essence connect to a greater comprehension. So we have the capability to actually see the concept of Yechudi Allah. Even though we're humans, we're totally connected to the unity below. But through Torah Mitzvahs, we actually have the capability to the unity above. Now, although God transcends time and space, that's why He's Yechudi Allah. Nevertheless, a Jew believes to the Eibishter, to God, there's no Yechudi Allah, there's no Yechudi Data, there's no upper unity, there's no lower unity. This is all to humanity. To God, there's no above, there's no below, there's no past, there's no present, there's no future. There's all one concept, God. And the way God is above, He's below, He's but the same God. Even space, the time and space, even as space and time, the dimensions that constitute the world exist in our eyes as independent entities. By God, it's all the same. He unites with His attribute of Malchus, from which space and time are derived and comes into existence. The Eibishter, to God, it's all the same. This refers to Malchus after the descent through various Tzimtzumim. However, even this level of Malchus is united with God. Thus, God, who transcends time and space, is also found within time and space. The reason created beings are not able to perceive Him is that Malchus conceals His presence. They thus regarded themselves as possessing independent existence, subjected to the limitation of division of time and space. And this is Yechudi Tata, the lower level of unity. In this state, created beings are not only not totally nullified in relation to their source, the attribute of Malchus, in so much that it allows them to be aware of their own existence, and we, through awareness of our own existence, need to travel to a higher dimension and to bring about the concept of revelation of the ayin. That's why it's called a yesh me'ayin. We go from something to nothing. Not that it's nothing. We go from something that is tangible to be able to connect to something that's intangible. Yesh me'ayin. It's called the ayin because it's intangible to us. It's a spiritual concept. Shoshliv, this is the meaning, the intertwining the letters of the name of Havaya within the letters of the name Adnut. And Adnut, Malchus. In this instance, the divine name Havaya is intertwined, invested with the name of Adnut. Havaya is concealed and submerged, while Adnut is revealed and prominent, allowing the creation, time, and space. His essence and being, which is called an infinite name of God, is completely fills the whole earth temporarily and spatially. Time and space. For the heavens and the earth below and all the four directions. Everything permeates with the light of an infinite God, infinite light of God. Mamish, the Eibush is the same as above, he's below. Because ultimately, did we learn this yesterday? I'm like a little bit lost. Sounds like yesterday's Tanya. Because everything, including both the heavens and the earth, is within the dimension of space. Is utterly nullified to Eira and safe to the infinite light of God. I'm slavish by Aidei Midas Malchusei, which clothed itself through the God's attribute of Malchus. Hamiyuchedesh, which Malchus is united by his Baruch, is united with him. So, in relation to Eira and safe light, which is totally transcends time and space, there exists no difference between heavens and earth. God is found equally in heavens and upon earth. This being so, why are time and space totally not nullified? Midas Malchus, Midas Atzintz of Hester, that they are nullified before God of the attribute of Malchus and the attribute of Tzimtzum and concealment, whose function is to hide the Eira and safe, so to say, so that will not be perceived by created beings. So the existence of time and space should not be completely nullified. That there should, and there, if God would be revealed, there will be no dimension of time and space whatsoever, even to this lower world. Meaning, it's only because of the concealment and effect of Malchus that time and space exist for the created being. And that completes the Tanya of the day. Why do I think that I said this yesterday?
Very similar.
I'm afraid.
Yesterday we said the name. We talked about the name of Adnut.
I think we did. Maybe it was more in detail yesterday.
I think it was
that completes the Tanya.
Very similar, though. The ending is very similar.
Correct.
Practically word for word.
And that completes the Tanya of the day. The Rebbe, today is the 21st day of the month, which the Tillim of the day is 104 and 105. You say those two chapters, you do the Chitas of the day. The Rebbe writes in Ayem Yom for the 21st day of Sivan. The Alter Rebbe explains in the chapter of 3 of Tanya that the three faculties of intellect, Chachma, Bin, and Das, and the 7 emotive powers, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Yisrael, Malchus, evolved from the 10 supernal spheres above. All this applies to Nefesh, Ruach, and Neshama, the three aspects of the soul, which are enclosed within the body of man. However, Mesiras Nefesh, the readiness for self-sacrifice for God, that a Jew neither desires nor is capable of being, God forbid, separate from God, comes from the essence of the infinite light of God, which transcends the spheres. The first of which is the spheres of Chachma, goes beyond that. It's the Ratzin, goes to Kesed, a Jewish person, self-sacrifice, the capability of his self-sacrifice. Also, as the Sitpainus comes from the Yechidah Shebenefesh, comes from the oneness of the soul, which is connected to Eir and Seif, which is the infinite light of God. And that is the Yom Yom of today.